Hey everybody, welcome back to the Truth Nerd channel. Today we're going to go over a couple of episodes, one from WSO and the other from Planet X News. So sit back, because you have now crossed over into the Twilight Zone. Today we will look at the information the government is trying to hide from us. Comparing the images from last year, we can come to some obvious conclusions. The data will show the object of interest is Antares, plus the identification of the bright lights showing up in the images. Also, we'll dismiss the claim that nobody talks about stereo stuff anymore because they're scared of it, and understandably so. For more information, let's check in with Steve Olson from WSO.
This is today's picture, so it moved from right to left, or left to right, and today's position is here. But what really is interesting is this whole globular nebulic type thing is starting to show up down here, guys. And I'm going to take you to Solar System Scope here next to show you, but just to give you an idea, but this scary looking, Nibiru looking type object, and again, and I'm just sharing my opinion and my sense of urgency about what's going on right now, because I actually got the full troll treatment on this one. I got the most specialized trolls. One of them's named. The whole mission in life is to debunk WSO, and he came out fast and furious with a team of trolls when I started talking about these images, and nobody wants to talk about the stereo stuff anymore because they're scared of it. Understandably so. So let me go ahead and let you see the whole sequence here. I'll talk us through this, and then I'm going to take you to what I have to talk to you guys about for a minute, okay? So let's go ahead and do this. And here again, we've got this big orb. We're not even talking about this double huge orb sphere type thing going on. We haven't discussed that at all in this sequence. Some think that this could be some kind of a shield surrounding Earth as a buffer to electromagnetic charges. Now listen to me, the world governments are hiding this. This clearly is getting very serious. You'll start to see it's going to go really fast here in a second, because they're going to cut out the high resolution here, because they do not want us to see what's coming up from the bottom, okay? They don't want us to see this.
We can now examine the globular nebula type thing. Ah, such fancy scientific words. To prove once again for the third time that the star object is Antares, we can use any planetarium type software to see where Antares was last year. First, we will match the images at the beginning of the video against the known location of Antares. Confirmation again that we are dealing with the star Antares as shown in these images from 2016 and 2017. We can now look more closely at the globular object and compare this with last year's images.
Look, Paul, it's a globular nebula type thing.
The bright globular object may be obvious to some, but things should get a lot brighter. Let us look at what follows from last year's data and what we should expect to show up on the stereo head images shortly. Here's a short video of last year's sequence as Antares leaves the field of view. What is the government trying to hide from us? I'll leave you with this clue. Why yes, that globular nebula cluster thing is none other than our own beautiful Milky Way galaxy. Illuminati confirmed.
What we see see there, do you see that green line there coming off the top of the cutoff line?
Yes.
That looks like an X-ray beam to me. So, and that comes from where these objects would be. So I kind of wonder if one of those objects is emitting this beam that goes right across the sun, because that looks like an X-ray beam. It doesn't look like the imaging system would produce that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Now we will take a look into the cutoff lines on the GOES 13 SXI X-ray images. The frame in question is from May 10th, 1524 UTC time. The frame shows a diagonal line apparently cutting off part of the image. But what is it, really? But the cutoff line appears to be hiding two anomalous objects in part. And these two objects seem to have an effect on the sun's corona. But when we look at the raw image from this time, we see no cutoff lines or anomalies. What we do see is the sun is to the right of the center of the image and also tilted to the right. But why? The raw image also shows two pixel quality masks which are removed in part for producing the daily movie. The raw picture also shows DN scale in a much wider range than the daily movie. We now look at the original FTS file. We see that the two anomalies are simply the ends of the pixel quality mask. This info we get from the header of the FTS file. Here is the original FTS file showing pixel mask and mask removed. The mask was not completely removed on the far right, hence the anomalies. But we still have to center and rotate the image to align with other images in the production of the daily and weekly movies. We check the header of the original file to get to this info. We need to rotate 22.1 degrees. Rotating the original file, we see that besides the two anomalies left by the pixel mask, we can also see white cutoff lines, which is usually removed. The cutoff line is not a result of anything being hidden. It is simply a result of orientating all of the images to be centered and to have a north-south alignment. The white cutoff line is not new and will probably show up again. The cutting off of the image with or without the white line is simply a result of orientating the image to line up with previous and future images. Nothing is being hidden, but this anomaly does play into the hands of the fear porn pushers. Well, hopefully you had as much fun as I did putting this together. I want to thank Jerry Bell for putting all these graphics together and explanations of what exactly we are seeing on these satellites. Hopefully you learned a couple things, and hopefully you'll come back and join us again. Thanks for watching.